Hi there YouTube, welcome to our first video, and we are going to do an unboxing of the Hot Wheels Elite Millennium Falcon. So in a moment of weakness, I won't confess to it being late at night, but it was. I ended up ordering the Star Wheels Hot Wheels Millennium Elite Falcon. I do collect a lot of the Hot Wheels, other ships and stuff, but the price tag for this being closer to $70 versus the regular Hot Wheels being the $5 to $7. This one is a little bit extreme, but it looked kind of cool online, so I thought I'd give this a try. So we're gonna open this up. It's a nice sort of box. It's got some great graphics and stuff on it. Taped on the two sides, good sturdy. It's got some styrofoam inside, so everything's well packaged. So perfect for shipping. There we go. Okay, came with the classic Hot Wheels instructions. I'm sure it tells us a lot of important stuff, but well, instructions are to be kept on the side. So we'll take this tab off, open it up, and there we go. It's kind of cool. It's got some accessories, and it's always good to get a model that has some accessories. So the tissue paper, I guess with all the rough edges and stuff, has been a little torn up. So you can see what I'm like at Christmas. I tend to just have to get everything ripped open. So there we go. That tissue paper won't be of any use again. And here we go. So this is actually a pretty darn solid die-cast model, top and bottom. I'm seeing a lot of really good detail. A lot of good paint on it. You've got some of the red markings. You've got some scorch marks. Looks like it's been hit by a couple of lasers. You've got some exhaust residue behind the exhaust panels by the motors there. You've got some gun detail. You've got some great detail around the cockpit. Great detail on some of the open panels that are showing. So they've definitely put a lot of thought into that. Now, the first thing that comes in is you sort of look like, did they leave a rivet out here? But what this actually is what they've done with the accessories is they're attached by magnets. So this is a little bit different than some of the others. You've got the magnetic attachment here for your antenna. And then if you turn it over, you've got magnetic attachments for all the different landing gear. So that said, I think we're going to take out the accessories and see what we can do with that. So we're going to dump all of these out. Looks like we got them all out. And let's just check out what we've got. Now, what's kind of cool with this particular model is you got a couple of choices. You've got these flat pieces that can be placed in the spaces if you want to kind of give the impression that you're flying the Millennium Falcon. And they kind of sit in like that. They sit flush. I'm going to, just in the interest of time, not bother to get that fully seated in. The magnets hold it in extremely well. So the landing gear goes in sort of like that. A little bit loose, but because they're magnetic, they don't fall out, which is a nice change from some of the models I've seen of the Millennium Falcon before. So we'll get all these attached in. They fit in fairly quickly. Looks like they kind of got one specific way that they fit in, and if you don't fit them in right, they won't go in. So that's kind of a cool feature. And again, when you hold it upside down, you can see there's no movement. Easily rests on their nice and solid platform. So that's an improvement, because the sort of the direct competitor of this particular die cast would be the Disney model. And the Disney model, the landing gear, generally speaking, does not stay up. So they've done a good job in the back. You can see the engine sort of painted a nice bright blue like it is in the actual movies. So you got your landing gear here. Now the antennas, what's cool is if you want to go with a more modern Force Awakens, Last Jedi look, you can go with a rectangular antenna. Once it's on, magnet holds it good in place. You can rotate it around, or you can go with the classic New Hope, Return of the Jedi look before, of course, it got melted off in the battle. And it moves around like that. So that's kind of cool. I think you can kind of decide what you want. One of the other neat features is underneath, you've got this hole, which is a little unattractive. If you're going to put this in flight mode or have it sitting down, you can attach this plate, which will fit in nice and flush, and it will hold that, hide that particular hole up. Or we can take this and put this in So what it does is it just leaves enough of the hole exposed so that, let's see here, yep, there we go. I figured that was the only place they had left to hide the. Comes with a clear plastic stand with the Hot Wheels logo kind of stuck in the middle there. Got the Imperial logo, you've got your Star Wars, you've got your Hot Wheels logo on the side. So what's neat with this particular stand is it fits in the hole, and it kind of works on a little bit of a ball system, which allows the stand to move around. So that gives you a couple of options as far as posing the Millennium Falcon in flight. You can get and give it that angle, steer it towards. And the last feature, which is kind of a neat, unique feature in a die-cast model, is the cockpit can be opened. So if you pull on this, from what I've heard, yep, comes off. And inside we have, it looks like Han Solo and Chewbacca out flying the Millennium Falcon. So that's a cool extra add-on feature. Personally, I don't know that I would bother showing them, but you know, it's nice to know that they're there. So put them back inside where they're nice and safe. Now, to give you a comparison, this would be your typical $5 to $7 Millennium Falcon that you'd find on the pegs at your Walmart, Toys R Us, Target, those kind of places. And again, it has the basic features. I think for a $5.99 model, the paint job and the details are fairly good. The only movable part is the antenna, which will move a little bit with a lot of effort. So I don't know that I'd recommend doing that. You've got some paint to it on top. This is plastic across the bottom, and you can see some definite rivet holes and stuff. Comes with the flight navigator. So this is all plastic, whereas the top would be a die cast. But again, you're looking at a $5 to $7 model when you're looking at a $60 to $70 model, so you're expecting a much greater detail. More of a direct competitor would be the Disney model, which was mentioned before. And you can see here I've got the Disney model. Now the Disney model is larger. I don't know if it's quite as good a scale model of the ship. I'm not going to suggest for one moment that Hot Wheels always does things to scale, but this particular model, it's got a movable antenna. You've got the guns. I think the guns on the Hot Wheels move up and down a little bit on the top. I don't think the Modem does that much. The big issue with this particular model is, first off, it doesn't come with a flight stand. So if you want to make it look like it's in flight, you're really not going to. And the landing gear being the biggest issue, there are sort of plastic pieces that pull out, and you can sort of see what I'm doing here. But the problem, which is well documented, is that when you pull these feet out and you stand it up, they don't stay extended. So what happens is some do and some don't, and you end up with this wobbling feature. So no matter what I do as far as pulling them all out, it becomes a little more problematic to display, which is a shame because otherwise it's not a bad model. I'd argue that the paint detail and the die-cast molding is a better job on the Millennium Falcon than the Hot Wheels than it is on the Disney, but you are paying a higher price point for the Hot Wheels. So in conclusion, I recommend, as far as a collectible, the Hot Wheels Millennium Falcon, with the only comment being it's perhaps a little bit high priced, but it really is a good model. So in that, we're going to say goodbye for now.